I was so mad. I'm
Did
like,
you see the obstacle course? I just had to go through.
people, you should be climbing mountains to come see me.
You told me to get out of your shot, so I did.
After what we had last year at
I
Comic-Con.
know, believe me, I know. And then I walk up, and you're like, get out of here. And I'm
And
like,
now you
fine.
don't have your third, the lug with you.
No,
This
I know,
is-
it's just me
I
now.
know, exactly.
Yeah.
I just had a little love fest with the chief, so,
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
she's easy to love.
She is, absolutely. Tell me something. This is this your third year at Comic-Con?
Yes, this is our third.
Have they let you walk around yet?
No. What is that? We ask if we can go to the restroom, and they're like, wait, somebody has to go with you.
Oh.
And it's like, it's crazy.
I got it. Guess who I was at the urinal with today? Bruce Campbell. Have you ever been to the urinal with anybody? No. This is Comic-Con. These things happen. I totally took
That's
the interview
great.
in a different
Well, you
position.
and Bruce are bonded for life now. I mean,
we have seen so many things with your character and Sean and back and forth and so forth. Is that unresolved? Is that always going to be like that? I mean, are we always going to? I mean, what can you tell me? What's happening?
well, at the end of last season,
Right.
Hi, Dulé Hill.
Dulé.
Always in my
Dude,
shot.
stop walking through my shot.
She did it to me. She did it to
That's
me.
true, I did.
Be a man. Be a better man. Jeez, rudeness.
So wait,
Is he like that on the set?
He's
Oh,
he's just miserable. He's
Yeah,
miserable.
I know.
Wait, so Sean and Juliet, what were you asking?
I was asking what's happening? Just tell me.
Well, there's romance in the air.
Right.
You know, they've made the leap now into being together. They're in
Right.
together land. So it's tricky.
But I know, because it is tricky because, as you know, jumping the shark, yada, 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 and so forth. But, I mean, I love it. As a fan, I want it to happen.
You know, it's safe. Like
Right.
our writers have done such a good job of keeping the show Psych, and then keeping the relationships first and foremost Sean and Gus, and
Right.
Juliet and Lassiter, with like a romance in between.
Right.
So it's not taking over the show. It's not hitting anyone over
Right.
the head. You know, it's like it's very subtle and it's really nice. And I think the writers are just they've handled it perfectly, because it's a big deal when you take
Yeah.
like the two characters and you make that leap. So yeah.
What about as separating yourself the character? What's happening with the career-wise? I mean,
You mean the psychic
Yeah.
and the whole thing? Well, I think that's the same thing. Well, obviously, Juliet believes he's a psychic, so
yeah, but I mean, they're together. You don't think she would know that the man's a fraud?
I think he's really good. No one else knows. He's solved,
The chief knows.
He has
The
solved
chief knows.
90 cases. That's true.
The
He has
ch-
solved
come on,
90
we know that
cases,
the chief
though.
knows.
But
Yeah.
I think that I think along like with what I was just saying, like I think Juliet's number one has to be Lassiter when it comes to work.
Right.
And obviously Sean is Gus. So I feel like, you know, as long as those relationships sort of stay, it's when we get out of that
Yeah.
that I think it could get a little tricky.
We went to a dark place with your character with the whole yin yang thing. And
Yes.
I mean, I was so weird because I'm so emotionally involved in these things. I was feeling the tension. I was feeling
tension too, because I was strapped to a chair 14 stories over Vancouver.
Okay.
That really happened.
Wow.
No, it was crazy. There was like a mat down there, but
how
like,
long were
it
you in
fit
the chair
down.
wrapped up?
For probably an hour or two while we shot it. It was crazy. It was great.
But the
I mean,
emotional, I
No,
like
I
it.
know.
I like the show because the show's so tongue-in-cheek and doesn't take itself seriously, but yet your character literally was having emotional problems. And I was like,
Yeah.
how awesome is this?
It's really cool because, again, like we're this comedy, we're this
Yeah.
like broad comedy, and somehow we managed to find these moments where we like really get into who each of us are, like
Right.
you know, the darker, deeper side, and still walk the line of keeping it a comedy. And like I think that's like one of the best things our writers have done. They're so talented in keeping Psych be Psych, but also getting into each of us, because we have to.
Yeah.
We have to get to know all of us, and that was a really dark way to go, but we did it, I think.
I've been asking everybody how James is as a director.
Amazing.
Really? I mean, you're not saying that because we're on camera?
So I can say this about James. Like, he is one of these people that, without raising his voice on any level, he can communicate to an entire crew exactly what he wants and needs the shot to look like, for it to be. You never have people like asking, what are we doing right now? What's going on? Or whatever. And these are like complicated. I mean, you've seen James, they're like darker,
Yeah.
they're like, you know. So it's not something that our crew is really used to doing. And he's so wonderful with actors, obviously, because he is one and he understands us. But to have that sort of communication and respect from his crew, like, I mean, he sets the tone, and he and Dulé, but like he really sets the tone, and I think that just speaks volumes. I mean, he can say, like, everyone's on the page with him. He's so passionate, and he's so smart, and he's one of the best directors I have and probably ever will work
Wow.
with. Yeah.
As you know, huge fan of the show. You know that already. I hope to see you next year at
Okay.
Comic-Con.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.